One of the fondest memories I have of my childhood was the movie theater lights darkening, the yellow text appearing on screen, and settling down to have George Lucas take me on a journey. I couldn't wait to go to worlds unknown, see all kinds of new fantastical ships and creatures and places, all while listening to the stunning music of John Williams. But as I've grown older and I look back on these films, I suddenly realize something. Star Wars was never important to me because it was Star Wars. It wasn't the ships, it wasn't the planets or the characters or the lightsaber fights. I loved Star Wars because Star Wars taught me about life. Whenever something was challenging me, whether it was dealing with bullies, growing into your skin as a teenager, dealing with young love and the feelings of possession, troubles with my father, or even fights with my best friends, Star Wars has always had the answer. A New Hope taught us that no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, you can be the hero of your own story if you have the courage to do so. Empire Strikes Back taught us the value and the importance of friendship, and that even when the odds are stacked completely against you, you're never lost if you have your friends by your side. And finally, Return of the Jedi taught us that we weren't inherently evil, that no one is ever truly lost, and that in the end, and even if sometimes they seem like the most evil beings in the galaxy, family is the most important thing in life. By the time we got to the prequels, Episode 1 took us as kids on a journey from our point of view. We learned that there's no such thing as too small of a hero, and when the whole galaxy is crumbling around you, to stay strong. Attack of the Clones taught us the trials and tribulations of growing up and feeling like nobody understands you, the folly of our ways and being prideful and ignorant teens, and like so many, abruptly thrust into the violence and the horrors of war long before they were ready. And lastly, Revenge of the Sith put a dagger in all of our hearts in telling a story that reminded us that not every single story has a happy ending, that attachment and possessiveness will ultimately undo you, that we're never really responsible for another's actions, no matter how much we love them, and that no matter how hard we fight, eventually we will have to accept the losses of our loved ones. These core values that George wove into his storytelling ensured a lasting legacy for his movies, and this carried into the Clone Wars animated show, where the continuation of George's legacy carried on strongly. Every episode was another chunk of wisdom that could be absorbed, another lesson about life. This type of storytelling ensured that George's legacy would remain. They would never grow old, they'd never grow tired, because they are the truth of humanity. And whenever I face something in my adult life, I can always turn back to Star Wars and remember the lessons. As hard as I've tried to explain it in the past, I have to ask myself why I can't seem to connect with modern Star Wars well, and I believe this is the answer. Where are the lessons? And I feel some kind of weird inherent responsibility to teach the younger generation, the next generation of Star Wars fans, what it was that made Star Wars so important to us as kids, why it was so moving for so many different people. And maybe if we can remind them of what was, they can teach us what can be. And so maybe in a world of flashy, vapid, dry, and ultimately empty Star Wars, we can find some common ground. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. May the Force be with you, always.